Good afternoon, garden friends, on this cold Saturday morning. Don't let the sun fool you. It is only 35 degrees out today. And I'm sort of gonna have to change up what I was going to be doing today. I was going to be pruning back all 40 plus rose bushes today and de-leafing them, but we are supposed to be getting below freezing and then temperatures in the teens for the next week. So what my game plan for today is to get all of my pots in a area to where the freeze is not going to be impacting them as much. I'm going to put some in my greenhouse, some in my shed, and then my hydrangeas, I'm going to be putting those behind our hot tub because it'll be close to the house. It does not get a lot of wind coming through. And then too, there's a lot of new growth on those endless summers that I do not want to get damaged. But like I said, the thought process of me not clipping all of my roses, like I said, is because we're going to be having weather in the teens. And this is my thing. If there is any damage, let it be on the top because I'm going to cut them down by a third anyway. So that will give me some play for the least amount of damage that's going to happen to the rose bushes due to this Arctic freeze that we're about to get. The other thing that I am going to be working on today is the new flower bed over here. Because, as I stated, with our yard being on a slope, one of the things that we did notice, and we constantly monitoring it, the flow and the standing rain that may end up being in the yard. And one of the things that we did, particularly over in that area in front of the new quaint country garden bed, we actually dug a trench. I have a dry gravel pit over here for the rain to run through and down into the drain that in turn leads back into the huge basin that when this area was developed, the developers put in the drain basin that leads out into the end of our street into the drain system. But the other thing that I'm going to be doing is we also did a dry bed, gravel bed over in that area, and I'm going to be putting some pavers, which it'll help differentiate the beds from the gravel, but then also act as a barrier so that if we do end up having a mad rush of rain coming down, it'll keep the mulch from going into the rocks. So we were going to also be staining the fence, but until we can get some weather that stays at 50 degrees and above, it makes no sense to stain it. We had started when last week we had some decent weather, but with what is projected, that's something that we're going to put on the back burner. But like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is get my hydrangeas. I'll show you the hydrangeas that I have into the area by the hot tub. And I also have a heirloom rose that I also want to at least get that out because it's so new. It's not established like the rest of my rose bushes. So come along with me while we go ahead and get this stuff knocked out. All right, while I was getting some of the beds cleaned out, my granddaughter is here raking the leaves up in a pile. These are the pots that I'm gonna go ahead and get moved behind the hot tub because you can see I had them covered, and then I used these pipes to be a little bit taller, so when I draped it over, it wasn't, the cloth was not on the flower buds. But you can see these got like a lot of buds and also new growth down there that I just want to make sure that when we have this Arctic freeze, it does not destroy these buds, so that I have beautiful flowers for this spring. So let me go ahead. This is where I'm gonna end up moving them at. Like I said, we have more than enough room back here behind my hot tubs, so that they're sort of protected from that blistering cold. So let me go ahead and get these guys moved back here. Okay, so as you guys can see, these guys are going to be protected by the hot tub being close to the house. So I'm not going to worry about it. And these are where the two smaller ones are. And then this is where I put the other two hydrangeas along with my heirloom rose. Like I said, it's so new, and you can see the swelling of the buds on here. So I really, really want to make sure this is protected. I also moved my two summerifics in here, my lime and lemon tree, and then that one back there is my jasmine. It looks bad, but I did scrape the bark at the bottom, and it's still nice and green. And then I put in my roses that I had propagated, and look guys, they are swelling up with shoots on them. So I think I'm gonna be successful with these guys. This one here, I don't know too much about. This here is a hyssop that it broke off but had a nice root on it, so I just rooted it and put it in some soil. These are my heliotropes that I am trying to see if I can overwinter. And then these are my containers that I had recently done for winter sowing. So all of these guys are in here to stay protected from this cold freeze. And I'll tell you guys, this portable greenhouse that I got from Vivor, this is amazing, because I mean, you can even see my summerifics have buds on them, and this is actually going to keep them protected. And it was nice and toasty in here when I had opened this up. Okay, I'm also gonna go ahead and cover up my onions. You guys can see they are doing really, really nicely, and I do not want those delicate onions to get frostbitten. I mean, even though they're cold hardy, I still want to go ahead and get these guys covered up. And I had already covered up the cabbage and Brussels sprouts, and my spearmint and my rosemary back there, because we did have some colder days. But look how good these guys are looking. Even though these are cold hardy vegetables, I still want to make sure that when we get in the teens, these guys are staying nice and healthy and continuing to grow. So what I'm going to end up doing is finish lining up this side with the pavers to help keep the mulch in place, and then it just be more of a unified look. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the pavers lined up over here. Should That's nice and snug. And then it just looks so much neater. That's looking really good. Really happy with how this is gonna turn out. And then, like I said, what this does is it provides a barrier so the mulch don't be running out of the beds because of it being on a slope. Okay, so that is done. And like I said, the premise behind us putting the bricks and just creating a dry creek bed for the water to be able to flow through down the hill into the drains that we have in the multiple locations in the yard so that we do not have standing water. All right, it is all done and it just looks so nice, defining the new flower bed. All right, guys, I'm all done. It's getting chilly out here, even though it looks like it is a beautiful day. The wind is starting to pick up. So that's all that I am going to do for today. Thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner and taking this journey with me. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. Have a great day.